Good morning, all of you. Today we will study the structure and function of eye, that is, photoreceptors of birds. Eye is the visual organ of birds. Its size is large as compared to their body size, and this large size is used for precise vision over large distances. Pigeon eye has double mode of accommodation. Double mode of accommodation is due to two types of ciliary muscles present in the pigeon eye. Uh, there is a small depression called fovea centralis, which is present in the yellow spot of the retina of pigeon eye. It helps to sharpen the image. The optical part of the retina have more cones as compared to rods due to the diurnal mode of the pigeon life. There is another structure called pecten which projects in the vitreous chamber from the blind spot, and this pecten is for better perception of movements of the object. The retina of the pigeon eye is with red and yellow droplets. These red and yellow droplets increase the color vision of the pigeon. The eye have telescopic vision. Telescopic vision means it form enlarged and inverted image. Now the position of the eye is the eye lie in the orbit of the eye socket, one eye on each lateral side of the head, and it is adapted for the monocular vision. Through monocular vision they can see one view with one eye and another view from the another eye. If we talk about the shape of the eye, so the pigeon eye is large size and have biconvex shape, that is their shape is concave anteriorly and convex posteriorly. Now the protection for the eye is with eyelids and glands. Eyelids, there are three eyelids present in the pigeon eye: upper eyelid, lower eyelid and third eyelid. These upper and lower eyelids are freely movable, lack the eyelashes and eyebrows, while the third eyelid, which is also called nictitating membrane, is movable and it acts as shutter of the eye. The third eyelid, that is the nictitating membrane, protects the eye from injury, germs, dust, rain droplets and small insects, etc. Then the glands, these are of two types: Herderian glands and lacrimal glands. Herderian gland is present at the inner angle of the orbit, while lacrimal, which is also called tear gland, is present below the upper and outer border of the orbit. Herderian gland secretes a oily secretion which allow the frictionless movement of the eyelids, while the lacrimal gland secretes an alkaline and watery secretion which is called tears, and tears helps to keep the eye moist and clean, provide nutrition to the cornea, and it kills the bacteria with the enzyme, that is lysozyme. Next, we will study the structure of the pigeon eye. So the eye of the pigeon is formed of three coats. First is fibrous tunic, and the other is uvea, and third one is the innermost layer is retina. Fibrous tunic is divided into two layers, anteriorly cornea and posteriorly sclerotic. So the fibrous tunic of the pigeon is the outer layer, which is the only complete layer of the pigeon eye. It is thick, tough coat. It helps in mechanical protection and it maintains the shape of the eye, and it provides the surface for the attachment of eye muscles. The anterior part of the fibrous tunic, that is cornea, is smaller, transparent and bulging outward. It is the only exposed part. It is non-vascular and it covered with a layer called conjunctiva. Conjunctiva is thin, transparent epithelial layer which cover the cornea. Sclerotic ossicles are present at the junction of cornea and sclerotic, and it is a ring of 10 to 12 small overlapping bony plates at the junction of the cornea and sclerotic. Cornea refracts the incident ray to the to focus the image or to form the image on the retina. Next, the sclerotic, which is the posterior large, tough and opaque part of the fibrous tunica. It enclosed in the orbit of the skull. It is cartilaginous, and the only visible part of sclerotic is called white of the eye. The second layer is the uvea, which is also called vascular coat. It is middle and incomplete coat of the eye. It have further three parts: choroid, ciliary part, and iridial part. Choroid is the thin, pigmented, and highly vascular part of the uvea. It is formed of loose fibrous connective tissue, and this choroid provide nutrition to the eye and provide pigmentation to the eye, that is, it darkens the eyeball for total absorption of light. The next part is ciliary part. Ciliary part is less pigmented, less vascular, and it help in double accommodation because it have two types of ciliary muscles: Crampton's muscles and Bruch's muscles. Crampton muscles is anterior muscle, um, which when contract pulls the cornea and decrease the curvature of the eye, while the Bruch's muscle is present posterior. When it contracts, it draw the lens forward and increase the curvature of the eye. So in this way, these two muscles helps in accommodation of eye. The third part is iridial part. Iridial part is thin and pigmented part which provide the color to the eye. It is muscular, opaque, and incomplete diaphragm. It acts as a diaphragm, that is a opening. It helps. It has circular apertures called pupil. Um, the size of the pupil is regulated by two muscles. These are sphincter muscles and dilator muscles. Sphincter muscle is circularly arranged, while dilator muscles is radially arranged. When this sphincter muscle contract, it decrease the size of the pupil, so reduce the intensity of the light inside the eye. While when this dilator muscles contract, it increase the size of the pupil, so increase the intensity of the light rays entering inside the eye.